everyone! Group 4 here talking about emotions in Chapter 8.
Presenting Chapter 8 Emotions, and the concepts that we're focusing on today are debilitative and facilitative emotions. So debilitative emotions are those that hinder or prevent effective performance or function of tasks. Fear and anger can be categorized within debilitative emotions because they are recognized for their intensity and prolonged durations. Too much emotion can possibly make a situation worse. For example, having too much anger in a situation, screaming and yelling can prevent getting your point across. Another example that I can relate to is heavy anxiety during public speaking. When I have a presentation in front of the class, I get nervous at the sight of everyone's eyes on me. I avoid eye contact. I speed through my presentation, causing me to trip over my words. My leg begins to shake, and if it's really bad, my voice begins to tremble. Because of my debilitative emotions, my effectiveness for public speaking decreases. Moving on to facilitative emotions. These are positive emotions that contribute to effective functioning. These emotions tend to be less intense and have a short duration. For example, if I studied night and day for an upcoming test, my debilitative feelings for failing the test would be less intense, and my effectiveness during the test will be greater. With facilitative emotions, some unpleasant emotions can be useful if they aren't intense and have a short duration. For example, feeling depressed after losing a job or failed relationship is natural, but with some time in job searching or relationship searching, you'll feel back to normal. Debilitative and facilitative emotions were the concepts we decided to focus on for this presentation, and I will be passing it on to one of my group mates.
And social scientists call this extended duration of emotions rumination. And rumination is a recurrent thoughts not demanded by immediate environment. So rumination increases negative feelings such as sadness, anxiety, and depression, and it also makes them last longer. You make a mistake on like a math test where you forgot like the negative, or you accidentally forgot someone's name. Yeah, I know I've done that before many times. For me personally, I accept the fact that I made the mistake. However, sometimes a lot of people don't accept the fact and they think about it, like they overthink it, and you know, they're like, I shouldn't have messed her name up, you know, why did I do that? And this can lead to debilitative emotions. So part of self-talk is important when it comes to understanding debilitative feelings. These feelings interfere with effective communication, and also many come from accepting a number of irrational thoughts. And these thoughts are called fallacies. So there are 7 of these fallacies. Number 1, fallacy of perfection. Means that a person is amazing at communicating, is able to handle anything in any situation with complete confidence and skill. Fallacy number 2, so fallacy of should, is the inability to distinguish between what is and what should be. And number 3 is fallacy of approval. Means that people go incredible lengths to seek acceptance from others. The 4th one is fallacy of overgeneralization. A person bases a belief on limited amount of evidence, and we all know those friends. Number 5 is fallacy of causation, which means that people believe that they should do nothing that can hurt or in any way inconvenience others because it will cause undesirable feelings. And for example, my friend has anger issues, so even if you don't like what he or she says, what he says or doing offends you, you can't really do anything about it because, like, you know, you don't want to make him angry, and we don't want to go down that hole, you know. The number 6 is fallacy of helplessness, which means that forces beyond our control determine satisfaction in life. So another example is when my parents wanted me to become a doctor or a lawyer, but my passion, I love baking, so that didn't turn out like that. So number 7 is fallacy of catastrophic expectations. So this is the assumption that something bad can happen, and it probably will. So for example, like, I sometimes think these where I like go up and talk to some certain people and I'm like, oh, they probably won't talk to me back, or they probably won't be nice to me. Or another example is like, if you want to invite someone to a party and, you just assume that they won't want to come.
Listen. You're more than your successes. You're more than your failures. You're the work. It's dirty work. It's work that hurts. Work that defines you.
Good.
It's that fire that burns inside you.
One more.
Be you. It's always been you. You're the work. You want that smoke? Give him that fire.
The artifact we chose is an Under Armour campaign ad about work ethic. The video starts off by stating, "You are more than your successes, you are more than your failures." This line touches on two different fallacies that we discussed in the chapter. The first part relating to the fallacy of should, and the second relating to the fallacy of perfection, both of which can cause debilitative emotions, which in this case could hinder an athlete's performance. The next line goes on to explain what working towards success is and feels like, with one part of the line saying, "It's that fire that burns inside of you." That fire that burns inside of us that is being described is a facilitative emotion that at times might not feel pleasant, but is very useful to lean on when working towards our goals. Overall, we thought this ad did a great job at relating to the effects that debilitative and facilitative emotions can have on people. In this case, athletes who can face a number of challenges that stop them from reaching their goals. It also shows how some of the 6 fallacies can affect one's ability to perform at their best.